Okay, today we're ranking every single sport. So let's start off with badminton. You obviously have the S to D. So first sport is going to be badminton. Personally, my best sport in terms of how good I actually play it. I played badminton probably the most. I'm decently good at it, and I always find it really fun. And watching wise, not the best watching. It's good to occasionally watch it, but it's always so quick, and I can never really see the birdie. So watching it is alright, but I love playing it. So I'm gonna put that in S. Then you have archery. I've also played archery, not as much as badminton, but a few times. And with those basic bows, not the ones where you adjust it. Um, watching wise, I find watching archery really boring. Um, staring at a person adjusting his bow for like 5 minutes before he actually shoots, and you can't actually see the arrow hit the target. But playing wise, it's pretty fun. Um, although it is pretty slow and not the most like hyped up sport, but playing wise is fun, but watching wise is pretty boring. So I'm gonna put it in B. Then you have volleyball. Play volleyball a lot of times. I really like playing it. Um, Spiking, serving, bumping. Especially if you have friends that actually like hit the ball and don't let actually know how to bump. It's pretty fun, and if you know how to bump, your arms don't hurt as much. Watching wise, I actually like watching it too. Love watching it during Olympics. Continuous action, pretty fun. Um, I like playing. I like watching it, so it goes in S. You have boxing, or I don't see wrestling anywhere, so I'm gonna include that. Um, it's what I've never actually boxed before, so I don't really know that experience. But watching wise, it's all right. Um, the matches, it is fun when a person gets hit and they get knocked out, so that's pretty fun. And it does have exciting moments though, but I don't really watch it consistently. Not the worst part, not the best. I'll put it in B. And then you have what, rugby? Never watched it, never played it. I'm just gonna put it in B. It's kind of like football, but never really watched it. And then you have swimming. I'm guessing this is just like the basic swimming back and forth, not like the ocean. Um, I'm not a huge swimmer. Don't really like swimming, but I love watching it. Um, During the Olympics, it's probably my favorite sport to watch during Olympics. Just it's the short ones, not the long ones where you have to swim across like a lake, but the short ones, like the 100 meter, 200 meters. It's in the end, it gets really competitive. I don't really like swimming though, but I'm gonna put it in B. And then you have biking. I'm not. Uh, I obviously I bike. There's actually, if you bike professionally or even like amateur, you always have to get like a bike suit, pedals, the right pedals. It actually gets kind of complex and expensive. Um, but watching wise, I just find it really boring. It's usually like It's usually like almost a marathon length. It's really long. I find it really boring, so I'm gonna put it in C. Then you have tennis. Obviously, play tennis, kind of like badminton, but I like badminton better. But I also like tennis. Just um, watching wise, kind of boring. Kind of boring. Just watching the ball go back and forth and people running. But I do like playing it, so I'm putting in A. And then you have bowling. Watching wise, it's all right. Although a lot of people get strikes or get like a majority of their pins, so that does get a little boring. But playing wise, it's probably one of the easiest sports to actually learn how to play. And you don't need, and unlike tennis, you don't have to worry about the scoring since you have a computer that does it all for you. At pretty much every bowling alley, you have a board that does scoring for you. Doesn't take a lot of for a beginner, doesn't take a lot of skill and always fun unless you can hit a gutter ball. But I like playing it. It's fun. It's a great sport to hang out with friends. So I'm putting A. And then you have golf. Played golf a few times. Never an 18-hole course. Mainly on the putting green, on the driving green. So I haven't gotten the full experience. Um, Playing wise, it's all right. Actually a lot to learn about the mechanics, and it takes time for you to get good, which I really haven't. So watching wise, I don't find golf as boring as other sports, mainly because there's like 50 contestants at a time playing, and you get to see the highlights. So I'm gonna put it in C. And then you have spike ball. Haven't played spike ball much, like at all. Um, so I don't, and I haven't watched spike ball. It seems I played it and it's fun to play. but I haven't played it a lot, and I haven't really watched it, so I'm gonna put it in B. No opinions on that. You have track and field. Did a bit of track and field in high school and middle school. Um, I I like that the races are usually no more than 1,600 meters, which is great. I like the high jump, the long jump. Great. It's fun to watch, and doing it, it's all right. Not a huge. I like the jump, the high jump, and the long jump. I'm not a huge runner. It's all right. Um, and it's not the worst sport. So I'm gonna put an A. You have water polo. Never played it. Never watched it. But I don't like swimming, so I'm putting C. Yeah, basketball probably the um next to bowling probably the easiest sport to learn. Just throw your basketball into the hoop and you can do it pretty much anybody. Pickup games are the best. NBA I like watching. I do watch NBA occasionally. The fast pace is definitely a good change from football where you have to stop and go, um yeah, but it doesn't really NBA games don't really matter until like the last 5 minutes. But playing wise, it's great. I like playing basketball. Put in A. Not the best at it, but I'm decent. Like anything, but I can't shoot anything past the free throw mark. And then yeah, ping pong. Takes time to learn how to play it. It's good to have somebody that already knows how to play it, or else you'll be missing the balls every single time. Um, I'm actually decently good at. I'm decently good at ping pong. I had my dad teach me. Watching wise, I do watch ping pong occasionally, and It's not bad to watch. I find it entertaining. It's slower than the badminton, the birdies badminton, so I actually can see where the ball is, but it's also very fast paced and I do lose it. So watching is all right. I like playing it. I'm putting A. Yeah, football obviously the best sport. This is what my channel is all about. Great to watch. I like playing. I just like throwing the football around. Haven't played it really professional, organized football since middle school flag football. But love watching it. Obviously NFL. Love playing it. Put an S. And then you have soccer. Surprisingly, I'm actually the worst of of all the sports. Soccer's probably not my best. Watching wise, it's all right. It does get dull sometimes, but it's continuous action, which is always good. But there's not a lot of scoring, which bores me when I'm watching it. And playing wise, it's all right. My feet are kind of clumsy, so I'm gonna put it in B. And then you have hockey. Never played ice hockey. Played field hockey a few times. It's all right. It's all there's not it's hockey was all right. There's nothing wrong with it. A lot of running around. Um, and for some, since this was at school, they didn't allow any stick fighting, which is unfortunate. Watching, I actually kind of like watching hockey. It's like soccer, but more action. Not really much more scoring, but just a lot more action. I don't like how I always lose the puck whenever watching on TV, but it's not a bad watching. Haven't played it enough, so I'm gonna put it in B. And then you have baseball, probably to me the most boring sport. Um, Only thing that I like is the playing pitcher. Hitting the ball, you hit the ball like 10% of the time, which is so boring. Watching guys miss nine of the 10 balls, and them just running all the bases while the ball's in the air, and you watch a guy trying to catch it. I don't get the point of that. It's super boring. Um, and and honestly, I personally prefer racquetball, which is just baseball with a tennis racket. So I'm gonna put baseball in D. Then you have cross country. Um, I don't like running, and it's kind of boring. Like the biking, it's really long, really long, and it's usually a pack that comes to the finish line, which just doesn't have the excitement. And I don't like endurance running. I'm more of a sprinter, so I'll put in D. And lacrosse, haven't really watched lacrosse outside maybe once or twice. Haven't really played lacrosse. Seems fun to watch. People, it's like hockey. It's pretty like kind of like hockey, but with on the field. I mean, I haven't really watched it or played it, so I'm gonna put it in B. And I'm not sure what this one is. So these are how I rank all the sports. So hope you enjoy, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you later.